Real life, real people, real stories. It's time to acknowledge people in the community. Each week, come along and take a look into the lives of some extraordinary people. See how a story of a complete stranger can be so similar to your own.
Hi, this is attorney Al Parisi. Real life, real people, real stories. The purpose of a story is to not tell you how to think, but to raise questions to think about. Today we're here with Teshia Ken. You will learn that Teshia Ken at the age of 14 was all alone in this world. You will learn that she went on as a mother to raise 2 children, one of which is already in college. You will learn her life lessons. You will learn the lesson that to be a strong mom, you need to be 100% in that child's corner. You will learn that Teshia Ken was that person. It is my honor today to introduce you to Teshia Ken. Good morning, Teshia. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Hey, Teshia, tell me a little bit about where did you grow up?
I grew up in between Rochester and Syracuse.
Great. And so you lived some of your time in Rochester and some of your time in Syracuse?
Yes.
Great. And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
4, including me.
Great. And how many children do you have?
2.
And what are their names and ages?
Ramir is 12 and Rajan is 18.
Great. And tell us a little bit about what was it like growing up?
It wasn't easy. Didn't have a normal childhood. Parents were in and out of prison. Drugs was an issue. Just wasn't easy. I had to pretty much raise myself.
And tell me, in terms of, like, for the people that are out there, what was it like, or what life lessons do you learn in terms of, like, raising yourself from a young age?
Well, I just try to, I'm sorry, I'm freezing.
Oh, that's fine.
I try to raise my children different than when I grew up. I try to do my best as far as being a parent. Everything that my parents did not give to me, I try to give to my children.
And when you were young and you had your children, what was it like in terms of trying to balance that whole thing in terms of being a young mom with a baby?
Well, life changes when you have a child, so you got to get out there and do what you need to do to support you and your child. So I worked and did what I have to do.
And I'm so impressed by the fact that today you see in a lot of women another man, say, will come into the lives and they're attempting to raise their children and there'll be another man there. What advice do you have for young moms in terms of the things that they should do with respect to that?
Well, myself personally, I never felt comfortable having another man around my children. I always been very overprotective over my children. But to women that are comfortable doing that, I would say always put your children first, because there's a lot of women that don't pay attention to their children. They rather pay attention to their relationship versus their children.
And I'm so proud that now you're at a point in your life where your kids are a little bit older, right? How old are they?
18 and 12.
Right. And so that means your daughter will be going off to college soon?
This is her 2nd year in college, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how proud does that make you?
Oh, I'm very proud.
And how about to those people out there in terms of education? When you were a young mom, like, how was your view of education, say, different than it is today?
Well, when I was younger, I used to hear stay in school a lot, but, you know, those words doesn't mean a thing. At that time, it didn't mean anything to me. I actually had to learn the hard way, and I didn't stay in school, so I choose to work so I can provide instead of staying in school. And now that I am older, I wish I had stayed in school because education is very important. It's hard to find jobs without an education.
And when you say it's hard to find jobs without an education, what was like your experience with respect to that?
No high school diploma. If you don't have that, it's very challenging. It's not easy. I did eventually go back to get my diploma, which was, it made it so much, it was a big difference. It was a life changer, and I just wish that I had done it a long time ago.
And when it comes to your kid, every mom wants their kids to do better than them.
Yes.
Right? And I think that that's just a natural thing in life. And how much do you have to like stay on your kids in order to make that dream occur?
Well, I push my children a lot, and I also tell them stories of my life. Not necessarily all the bad, but some of the good is also. And I just pay attention to everything they do. I try not to let them get caught up with certain friends or social media, and I'm just always in their business.
Right, no, that's important. Yeah, exactly. And let me ask you this though, where is the line between, as a parent, between honesty and trying to protect your child from something? Where did you as a mom draw that line?
There is no line. I always am honest to my children. I think that, I always tell my children, I don't think there's no one that's going to be more honest than I am to you. So I don't like to sugarcoat anything with my children because I don't want them to get out in the world and learn the hard way or learn from anyone else. I'd rather them learn from me.
And when you thought about where your kids would end up and their dreams, when you close your eyes at night, what are the dreams for your kids?
Much success. My dreams is they succeed their dreams, and just hope that, you know, they don't get caught up into life, you know, just do the right things.
And you had times in life when you said you try to watch their friends, right? Mm-hmm. Were you in with, say, like in school and high school and in different schools, right? There's the A group of kids, right? Were you in that group?
No.
Okay. And when did you learn who your friends were?
Well, I didn't have much friends, but you always know who your friends are when you're up or when you're down. And in my case, in my childhood, I had more downs than anything. And I kind of would rather be, you know, isolated. I didn't really want to be around people too much, so I really didn't have that type of experience to see who was my real friends and who wasn't, because I had my own way of getting through things by myself.
Right, and when you're 14 years old or 15 years old in your own apartment and working, life gets real fast.
Yes, it does.
And some of that realness you want to share with your kids because you don't want them to be so sheltered.
Yes.
Because there's valuable lessons in that. Right.
I don't want them to handle their situations the way that I did, because it's not good to be away. You have to have someone to talk to. It's hard to find someone you can trust, but there are people out there that you can trust to speak to about a situation or a problem that you have.
Now, God has guided you through rough times and good times. And explain to me, like, the role that He's played in your life.
Well, God is always there for you, whether if you think He is or you think He's not. He's always there if you think He's not there. I go to Him a lot. I pray. I ask for forgivenesses. There's no one better than God that you can go to for anything.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us
Thank
today.
you.
And I tell you, you're such a source of inspiration for me. I mean, as a product of a single mom who just worked and did everything they can, you've given up your life for your kids.
Yes.
And it's just so noble, and you're in there fighting every day, because it is a fight every day,
It
right?
is, yes.
And I thank you, and we're honored to have you. Thank you, Teshia.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you.